All right, so hi there, guys. We're going to be going back to Dark Souls, and I haven't played Dark Souls in a while, so I thought it'd be really fun to just do a playthrough and have a little chat, see what happens. Doesn't have to be about Dark Souls, but I haven't played the game in a long time, so let's get to it. And I've tried to pick out like two themes for each episode, so there's a little bit of direction other than the gameplay. So for this one, we are going to, this is kind of, something new. I haven't recorded live commentary in a long time, and so I'm not going to be able to edit it. If I say something stupid, that's just it. And here is the fun of being on a PC. But I thought this episode I'd just reflect on the game in general and what it did good and what it did bad compared to the other Dark Souls game. So, the humanity, we are all set, and let's skip the cutscenes just in case. So, class, we are going to be deprived. You always want to be deprived. The reason you always want to be deprived is, let's just do this. I'll just run through this. Let's do something. I don't want my hair to be too crazy. Sure, we'll do orange. Beard color will be orange. There we go. And I would just change my face to that, just makes things easier. And we'll be black. So pale. I don't actually know. Okay. Lost concentration there. But, yeah, the things this game did good, things this game didn't do so good on. I still love this game. Not as much as I did Dark Souls 1. And we'll go into that. And then other things, just kind of about what you want to do if you're playing through, and some things that I pay attention to, that kind of thing. So we just got a bunch of items. It's all DLC stuff, so we are not going to use any of that until the appropriate time, because I feel like it's a little cheap that you'd get that kind of early. And then I hit a button. I know I pronounced that word weird. I don't know what it is. Crap. It makes that shield come up. It's because I'm playing on the PC. Hopefully it doesn't interfere too much. But the thing you want to do is you want to come over here. Why you want to be deprived. So let's go back to that. So the reason you want to choose deprived is because it has the best overall stats. And when you use a soul vessel later on in the game, say you're doing a lot of PvP and you want to respec to a different kind of class, it will bring you down to 6 and everything, so you have an empty slate to kind of work with instead of not. If you do decide to go intelligence, like you absolutely want to be a sorcerer, you don't want to be anything else, it does, yeah, that was awesome. Using your fist can be fun, but it does give you a couple extra points, so that's the only time I'd kind of see it useful not to go deprived. Crap. My stamina's going up really slowly because of this thing. I don't know what key it is. Oh gosh. So Z does that. This is just going to be really annoying for a little bit, I guess. Is it on this side? There we go. Escape fixes everything. Okay. So the reason you want to come up here and get the dagger is because we're going to... God, really? What in the world? Just gonna hit everybody on my keyboard. There we go. We know how to fix that. Alright. Had some... Yeah, but you can lock yourself in kind of walk mode and stuff on the PC for some reason. It's just, I'm not even using the keyboard. I'm using a controller, so I don't want to do that at all. I just want to play the game. And we'll try to run through this as fast as possible, as fun as possible, and make it as entertaining. So if I die horribly because I'm trying to do something fun, I apologize for that, but it's kind of how it's going to happen. So you got to come over here. They want their stone. There is a stone you can get before this zone if you drop down the waterfall. There's a stone that you can give to that guy. And yeah, that's basically it. He'll give you a random item within that sphere of kind of rarity. The way it works is, so you put smooth and silky stones in that bird's nest, and then he will drop an item based on what you put in there. And there's like smooth poop and all sorts of different smooth and silky stuff. So you can do all sorts of things there, but the reason you get the dagger is because it makes this guy just that much easier. And so, strong attack. And just keep cycling this, and... oh gosh, that was not smart, but... I guess we can do 3. Just to be safe. If you always stand behind this guy, he keeps doing that roll. And it just makes things easier. So, now we've got ourselves, 1,000 souls from defeating him. Some gold pine resin, which we might need to use later. And the stone ring, which we should equip before we forget. Because I'm absolutely terrible at remembering that. And we'll put on some pants, too. Alright. But the dagger is a really good weapon for starting out. And so, basically, we'll just do some things in Majula real quick, and then we'll go right to the Force of the Fallen Giants and have some fun there. So things that I thought this game did really well on is the art direction, for one, but basically every Souls game has great art direction. I like how you can respec. I think that saves a lot of time. And I like a lot of the new weapons, and I really, really like what they did with the DLC. And as I play through the game, I'm probably going to figure out more things I like and dislike about it, so this isn't like an end-all, be-all list. One thing of note is if you drop down here, you can get a Morning Star, which, if you want to upgrade just some dexterity, you can use two-handed, and it's a pretty good starter weapon, but the dagger to me is just a heck of a lot more useful. It does break a lot sooner, so keep that in mind, but I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. Do I need that? I think it's a human effigy. I don't remember. But let's just check it out, see what it is, and it's a life gem. Not really useful for me, but whatever. So come over here, get the Estus shard. There's no point in talking to the Emerald Maiden until you get that. And the reason is just because you're going to upgrade your Estus anyways, so. So we're playing with a mod, and I can actually switch it between the two live for you. This is what Dark Souls looks like normally. This is with Gem. And then I think I have Geodesato on as well. So better textures, that kind of thing. And I think it does create a little bit of load for us, which isn't good. But need to get to 11 decks. I think it's just 10. We're about to find out, though. So other than the art direction, just the design in general has been great. Bosses, their design, in other words, the art direction of the whole thing, bosses, enemies, all of that, that's been fantastic. And I come up with a lot more negatives than I do positives. And I think that's because the other Souls games just have done so ridiculously well that this game had a lot to live up to. And it didn't really add too many more things. It took away a lot of stuff. And I think that's why it hasn't really been that fun. I do like when you get the Ashen Mistard, how you get to go back in time and you get to explore this kind of world. Because in this game, all of the lore is wrapped up in the past. And there's a lot of recurrences from the first game, which is kind of like a cop-out, honestly. I really didn't like that. But there's these kingdoms in between, kind of what you're finding out is happening now and what happened before. And that is cool. I like that a lot. That you get to explore that. Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We'll just light the fire and not do anything. Instacube. So some of the things I don't like about the game that, one, I really don't like what they did with maneuverability. I don't like adaptability. It ruins a lot of things for me. In the old game, you used to be able to roll behind an enemy and attack. And I tried to attack in the opposite direction of where I attacked. Just there. So I tried to do this. But even that you can do that if you give it a slight pause, which would have been fine with me, it doesn't actually hit very well. And a lot of just the controls, they make attacking enemies and stuff a lot harder. The roll kind of stab is almost worthless, and I didn't mean to actually sit at that bonfire. And it kind of sucks that happened. Alright, I don't want to die, so we're going to do this. Haha! And heal up. Alright, so we need to plan a little bit more. So we're going to go up here, kill this guy. Backstabs, I do like what they did with backstabs. Oh, God. I do like what they did with backstabs. However, in PvP, it still ends up being all about backstabs. And they really did a good thing. And it's not that bad. Like, the PvP, it's not so backstab heavy that it's anything like it was before. But a lot of the time what will happen is people will just roll through an enemy's attack. I can't even do it. And they'll just come up. Do that. There's a little bit of lag going on. Yeah, actually. Did I get hit? Yeah, I did. Great. Great. Come on. Alright, so I lost video feed there. All that happened is I killed this guy. Went down here, killed him. Got the item back there. I think I accidentally hit the record button and just noticed. So nothing too special, but that's why there was that kind of jump. Alright, so this part, it's either really easy or really hard, depending on where the enemies are. And it looks like it's going to be hard. Oh, that was not good. And so we do not want to die. So we're going to use this. Haid Knight Sword is an amazing weapon early game. It's what we're going to be using up until kind of the item we're going to be using for a long time. And you'll see what that is. And I usually take a lot more damage, so I'm actually quite happy how that turned out. The items you can get up here are kind of pointless, but I just like to kill this archer. And so, the key to killing the Haid Knight, if you're having trouble with him, is one, the short sword. That's going to come in handy. Oh, I am very glad I didn't die there. That could have been instant death. I do like what they did with the jumping system, too. That's another thing that I just noticed. It's cool that you can go back to, hit double tapping B to jump, but adding it to this, and I'm playing on a PC, so I have my own controller. I don't know how it is with consoles, with the different kind of controllers and stuff you have there, but for me, it is just so nice to be able to hit a separate button for jump. So you want to get a backstab, and that's very important. And you want to do it with a dagger. It's going to give you kind of the most. And then you want to not get hit by that. But the stab with the dagger actually staggers this guy. So you can actually just go in and stab him. And then roll back. And so the reason you want to get that backstab is... Oh, Jesus. Alright, sorry, I had to concentrate there. Imminent death. So, you can get, 2 stabs off. And if you're really good, when he does that kind of back and forth slash, you can hit him in the back. Alright. But yeah, I really like how the jump button has been changed. And there's going to be probably a lot of people that are very much in disagreement with me, but to me, I couldn't have asked for anything better. Especially with there's a lot more kind of platforming in this game. Oh god, great. That's not good. Don't leave yourself with no endurance. Oh, I can't even use the short sword. So there's an item over here. I don't even remember what it is. Wood bolt, so it's absolutely pointless for me. Is there anything over here? No. Okay, so honestly, I usually skip this guy, but for our sake, let's keep it safe. So I haven't played this game in a while, and so I'm playing a little bit safer than I normally would. This guy, though, absolutely not going to do anything for him. So what I like to do is just run up here. There is a chance that they'll hit you enough to knock you off the ladder. It does not usually happen. And those are some hexing urns over there, which I need. These hexing urns are awesome. And I like to keep a lot of different items on kind of the bottom bar, because it just lets you kind of swing between different things more versatilely than before. And so let's go kill this guy. Are you serious? That really only did that much damage? Yeah! Broken straight sword. Alright. Let's go waste all our souls. Is it worth it? Yes. So what we'll do is we're going to buy ourselves this key and some of these. And we'll see how much 10 costs. 1,000? That's fine. And that purely is for my own fun. Those daggers are literally just for me. Oh, shit. And we're trying to get her to go back. Alright, so she should head back to town now. We're going to go level up a little bit more. We want to be able to use the Hayed Knight Sword. That's kind of our main goal. And we want to get 14 strength to use the other weapon. And so we're going to level up strength and dex one more. Actually, you know what? Let's cancel this and let's see what is the requirements. Because I do not remember at all what the requirements are. 11 and 10. Okay, so dexterity it is. And the reason we want to level up strength is we actually need that. So that's good. 10 and 8. That's going to be fine. So once we get to 14 strength, we're going to be able to use the item we want to. We're going to go get that item right now. And so, back to kind of the things that I was disappointed in. So I'm really disappointed in the maneuverability and kind of the system. It took away a lot of different kind of skills you could do, a lot of different movements, and it made the game feel more clumsy in general. I know that Dark Souls is all about slow play, and they wanted to give you, maybe they wanted to make it harder by taking away maneuverability, but it would have been nice if they could have done that in a different way. So we are going to kill Benhart. I know a lot of people, this is their favorite character, and he is pretty awesome. First playthrough, didn't even notice him. Second playthrough, paying him a little bit more attention. So, he's easily staggered. Never let yourself have, don't do what I just did. But, and so he's dead for the rest of the game. His kind of tombstone will come in a long time. It takes forever for that thing to actually appear. But we got 2,000 souls. It's going to be nice. We might kill Lucatiel as well. Just because it's so much easier to kind of get their items. And we're just having a little bit of fun playing through, seeing what happens. Lucatiel's awesome, though. And so I'm not sure that I want to kill her and get her set. And if you do kill the enemies, you don't get their set for free. You have to buy it from the old hag who's not here right now. Clearly, I have to go do something else. So, strength. And so we're going to be using Benhart's sword, his fake crystal moon greatsword, for most of the playthrough. Not most, what am I saying? No, we'll switch it up. But we're going to be using it for a lot of different things. Just for a while, because it's a really good starting weapon, but it falls off later on. And do we have any fire bombs? No, we do not. So, what do I want to do? I think we'll leave that for another thing. You can go down there and you can get the fire broadsword. And then you can wait until... You can wait a bit to get the item I'm about to get. And so I think there's 2 enemies in this room that will ambush you if you don't kill them. I have no idea where the other one is. Yeah, no idea, but he'll come attack us, I'm sure. And if you roll into doors, you will open them much quicker, so it's always a good thing. Estus flash shot, that's what that... Maybe not. Alright, so we want to fall on this. Get some divine blessings. So you can firebomb through this wall to open it up as a shortcut. They did a really good job with the textures, the atmosphere, and everything in this game. But back to what they didn't do well. So maneuverability, the boss fights are a little stale for me. I thought Demon Souls probably did the best. Dark Souls, a lot of them were really confined. They were really epic. And they were so memorable. Like, you go down into, I can't even remember the name of the area, but the Gaping Dragon, right? Amazing. And it ties into the lore that the environment has actually changed that dragon. That he wasn't originally gaping, but because of the environment he surrounded himself with, over time, his soul literally changed. And that's kind of a cool theme that they pick up here too, is that, just the difference between souls being able to adapt and like Lord Souls always being around in one incarnation or another. It sets it up for something really cool, but it feels... Crap. I don't want to get firebombed. Oh, so he can't... Fuck. One thing that I can never do correctly in this game is guard breaks. So we're going to try. I don't think he had his shield up. So let's see if we die. I die like half the time I do this. But you can stand here, and this guy's going to throw a firebomb. You roll. It doesn't really matter how much damage you take, because eventually... Come on. Come on, buddy. That's not going to be it. Watch, one of them's going to just kill me completely. Damn it. That happened. That means that we're going to have to use an effigy. And the reason is we're going to get to Mild-Mannered Pate. And he's going to want us to kind of use an effigy. So, to summon him for the boss that we're going to fight. And we're going to need to do that. If you go down there, you're screwed, so don't do it. It's not even a good item. Oh, I heard someone die. Oh my gosh, a rolling boulder. And so just talk to him like 1,000 times. This is Kale. He loves maps, and so he just gave us that. Okay, so he's going to be back in Majula. How many homeward bones do we have? We have 4. Let's just use one. So you can get the Bastard Sword in this area too, but I never get it. It's a really fun weapon. But we have an even better weapon. Alright. So, if you really want to streamline this, you can go back to Majula and kill Benhar and all that once you have Kale's Key. The reason we're going back is it's going to give us a Pharaoh's Lockstone for free. And we're going to use that to get a ring. The Chloranthy ring, which is, it makes my playthrough just so much more enjoyable. So, right over here is the Pharaoh's Lockstone. Should we get the Soul Vessel? You know what? Why not? Get an extra human effigy, kill that guy, do it all so that Kale can move back, and all of that stuff. We'll even explore up top. I forget what item's up there. So, oh gosh. I wanted to attack there, it just wasn't letting me. So, interesting thing about this area is right over here, we have the Lord Vessel. And yes, that is actually shattered pieces of either some kind of duplicate Lord Vessel or the actual Lord Vessel. Why it's in the middle of Majula, in like the basement, I'm assuming it was moved here, because this looks nothing like where it was. But yeah, why it's here, I have no idea. It's possible that it's the same area, because if the gutter is the catacombs from the first game, then it could be that it was moved down. I have no idea, though. But it's interesting that they'd put that in there. It could just be an Easter egg, too. They do that a lot with different Dark Souls and Demon Souls references in Dark Souls, even though the two worlds aren't supposed to be combined. They seem to really enjoy making it seem like they are combined. I swear there's an item behind one of these. Maybe not. Alright, so what's in here? Don't remember. Titanite shard. Sweet. So we'll actually go and upgrade our would-be weapon. So right now the Haydnite sword does 75 plus 50, and our other sword does 187. So there's absolutely no reason to use the other weapon right now. And the Haydnite sword is actually super strong, such a good starting weapon, there's not actually going to be a reason to use Benhart's sword for a while. But we're going to anyways. Just because it's more fun. Also, short bow is in here. If you needed that, that's where it is. You do need a certain amount of things to kind of use it. A certain amount of dexterity. But it helps out a lot with different things. I don't usually use arrows and bows and that kind of thing. So we will reinforce that twice. You guys are probably cringing at me like, what? That's a worthless weapon to reinforce. It kind of is, in some senses, but if you put raw enchant on a Benhart's sword, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Good enough for our standards. Alright. So we're just gonna... Sometimes my controller reacts slower, and so I end up not attacking or dodging when I mean to. So one thing that's really easy... That's just weird. Alright, so this is what you don't want to do. Because you usually end up dying. You don't want to fight 3 enemies at once, one with a shield. Especially not 4. And so this is where the Chloranthy ring is. It's also where Great Soul Arrow is. So if you're a sorcerer, there you go. But what you want to do is just come down here. They don't even follow us. There's a trap in this treasure chest. So we're not going to open it yet. We'll get around to it, but not till I know that I'm not going to die horribly. So Titanite slab in here. I think. Yep. Titanite slab and Chloranthy ring. That's what I really remember. And so that ring we are equipping because that makes my entire life easier. So we're going to go up, and we're going to hope that not all 4 of them are at the top of the ladder. And they usually aren't. Fudge. Alright. Oh, that's not good. So you don't want all of them to kind of gang up. You want them to come one at a time. So you can do stuff like that. And you want to kill the swordsmen before taking on the... Oh god, I'm gonna die. Alright. Yep, okay. Not a good idea. So we're gonna play it safe. Go back down here. And take some Estus. And then we'll open this up. If it's white, I might die horribly. And it is. So roll behind. If you have a shield, you can just hold it up and you'll take minuscule damage. And whenever you know you're going to get hit by an attack, it's always good to hold the shield up. Alright. So our main goal right now... No, we don't want to do that. Let's open up the shortcut. And so once we open up the shortcut, we'll go back and we'll do that stuff, and then we'll fight the fallen giant. Because this episode's getting a little long, so we should probably end it soon. That's not good to do. It worked well for me because I got lucky. When you have low adaptability, it's just always luck whenever you're able to iframe through something. Probably not true. And we've used almost all my Estus shards. Good thing is we can always buy more. Alright. Yeah, we're gonna use the last one just to be safe. And so this guy's gonna awaken. Kinda have to aim. And yes, I know there's a guy that's gonna drop down behind me. I do remember that. I remember dying to that. And actually, I did that so fast that I didn't even have time. He dropped... No. I got the bastard sword on my first playthrough from one of those guys, so that was really cool. But yeah, so things that they don't do so well. Other than that, and bosses, which to me the bosses, they're just uninspired. Not as memorable. Velstat's pretty awesome. The DLC bosses are awesome because you're learning about at least Rame. What the? That was weird. Just heard a counter sound. But you hear about Rame throughout the entire thing, and then you finally get to meet him, and it's awesome to just be able to see the character that you've known about for so long and fight him, and he is just badass and really hard. So that's awesome. I don't like how the levels are linear. And what I mean is, so we have 3 different routes we can go within here, and that's awesome. But I'm saying awesome way too much. But in Dark Souls 2, we went back and got that, so. In Dark Souls 1, all the areas were interconnected, and there were shortcuts to each area. And there were vertical levels and horizontal levels, and in the DLC, you do get some vertical levels, which is pretty cool and fun to play around in. But before that, there's not really, a lot at all. And so we need to do Pate's thing so that, and this is a pain in the ass, but we have to do it. So what I like to do is kill this guy, kill that guy, so they're all dead. Enemy is right next to me. Oh, that's not cool. Wasting all my throwing daggers. That is one thing I wish Dark Souls had. I wish the usable items, I wish there was more of them. If they're overpowered usable items, like the hexing urns, that kind of thing, I understand it not being overpowered, but I just like to break up kind of just the slashing, dodging, and that's basically it. I love to break that up with, oh crap, he had a shield out. So I end up wasting a ton of kind of money on that. Yeah, so what I was talking about, levels being linear, so they're not interconnected. In Dark Souls 1, you have different areas that connect to completely different areas. Like how the bird connects to... I can't even remember what it's called. But they all connect, and then you can connect from, say, like the depths all the way to a completely different area, and you can get there multiple ways. And the only time you have that here is the Lost Bastille. And so when that was in the game, it gave me such a feeling, just a much stronger feeling of kind of connectivity and just immersion into the world. Right now is just a couple kind of straight shots to the bosses. So, you can go face the Old Iron King, or you can face the Lost Sinner, or you can go into the woods and face, Scorpion Lady. But that's it. This is just these straight shots for a while. And that bothers me. That is so linear in that sense. So let's see if we can do this. And what we want to do is we want to knock them off. And so we're going to waste some of these. And this is kind of, let's see. I think this will knock him off. Yeah, so that just kind of, that's just for me, guys. Because I have a tendency to die at this part. Oh, that's going to be so much fun. Let's see if I can do this. That made my day right there. Oh, that was awesome. I do love how it gives you moments like that. And I will say, I don't remember that in Dark Souls 1. So that's another thing that I think Dark Souls 2 does a better job at, is it gives you those interactive moments. But, maybe I'm just forgetting. It's been a long time since I played Dark Souls 1. We don't really have any money to waste. So, we're going to see if we can get to the level we need to use our weapon, which I'm kind of doubting we're going to be able to do. It's alright, though. Oh, sweet. So we just made it. And so we'll go kill the last giant. So, interesting stuff about the last giant is, and this is speculation, but from what I know, the last giant is the king of the giants. And if you want to kind of see that for yourself, why I'm saying that, look at the item descriptions, and we'll be... Oh crap, my screen went black. I have my screen on sleep mode for no reason. But, oh crap. Alright. Yeah, not that bad. Do we have any? Yeah, we do, sweet. That'll come in handy because I suck right now, so we are going to need more healing items. But what I was saying, the last giant is the king of the giants. If you look at his items, it makes a lot of sense. It says that the last giant was brought there, and that, he was tortured and whatnot. So the king of the giants, you fight him just above where you get the halberd. And so you kill him. And it's kind of an interesting paradox, because you're actually the guy that kills him or gets him enslaved. I'm not sure if you kill him or enslave him. It doesn't matter either way, because why he's here now is because you haven't killed him yet by going back to the past with Ashen Mistheart. But that's the only two giants in the game that have the same stature. If you look at them, they look the same. One's more clothed than the other. One's in chains and tortured. And the item descriptions, they say it all, really. So we'll be reading those as we go. So we're about to go get the soul. Let's do this. So another really cool thing about this, and do we have enough? I want to make sure. Yep, so we can do this, and we will use this. That's overkill. Screw that. No, we're not going to use that. So I'm actually going to take that off. And hopefully he can't one-shot me in current state. So if you look at this guy, even from this cutscene, you know, he's been through some serious crap. If he ever does the body slam, that's very nice. So with Pate on board, you can risk doing 3 shots. You never want to be where I am, because he can hit you. You always want to be right behind this guy. And whenever he does the stomps, watch out. And when he starts taking his arm off, go to town. Because 9 out of 10 times, he will do kind of an arm attack right after he takes it out. Oh god, this might kill me, actually. So we want to heal as quickly as possible. And we really want to get that last hit. Alright, so the reason we had to summon Mild Manner Pate, because it does make the fight infinitely easier to kind of bring him in, is because once we see him again, he's going to give us all of his items for free, and that's going to be really cool. Also, this door right here, really quickly, it's locked by the old iron key, so you have to go to the iron keep and get that key before you can open this. And for the longest time, inside here is Raim's Great Shield. For the longest time, I thought that Raim was the pursuer. Because you can trace the Mad Knight of Elkin back to Elkin and Ven. And so, I was hoping that Elkin was the fireplace and Ven was the moon place. Not sure if that's actually how it is. But you can trace it back to there. And just with all the item descriptions, I was really, really hoping that Raim was the Mad Knight of Elkin, and that he had betrayed not the old Iron King, not King Vendrick. He had betrayed him, and he was going through the land, killing the chosen undead, because he was sad, because he had betrayed his best friend, and he was trying to atone for those sins as a mindless zombie that pursues you. But sadly, the pursuer is probably just created for the hunt. Maybe he is the Mad Knight of Elkin. Elkin does have the symbol of, I think, of whatever Creighton's wearing is the symbol of Elkin, the deer. What am I doing? All right. So, let's look at this. Soul of a surviving giant who was bound below the forest of the giants. Many seasons had come and gone, and the giant prepared for his final rest. But his soul remained magnificent, testimony to his former strength. Use this special soul of the giant to acquire numerous souls, which is what we're going to do. I think we have enough. Probably my favorite character in the game right here. Just hints at every single thing in the entire game. Alright, we want to buy this. Yes, yeah. No, I am super satisfied. Thank you so much. Oh, crap. I've died doing this. So, I want... We need more health. We need more health, and that's all there. Oh, I forgot to equip the ring, didn't I? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. I can't believe that. Alright. Well, let's... Alright, we have no souls anyways. We have like 43 souls. Alright, so let's equip the ring. See if that goes a little bit differently. And hopefully not die. Here we go. And we're going to try to roll. It's still die. Now we want to go down there. So I'm going to use all the souls we have and see if we can't muster up enough to level up vitality. We've got 2 Estus shards too, so we should do that as well. And then we'll call it a day because this video is running pretty long. So 3,000 might be enough to get enough vitality. I'm wondering if we're going to have to turn back to human. Is it worth... whatever, let's just try. Okay, and never buy the Ring of the Evil Eye from Shalqua, because you can get a better ring just by doing this. Do we have... we don't have anything else that's going to give us health. Alright. So, we're going to line this up. Our goal is to roll once we hit the ground. Alright. And I'm probably going to die one time in here. And if it happens to you guys, don't even feel bad. Because you almost have to. So there's a couple things you can do to survive this. One is to just jump over here, which is going to require us to use more of our Estus. And you want to just fall down here and go and get the bonfire in the Grave of the Saints. And so that's important. Because what happens is you want to fall on this board here. You want to fall on that board, but you want to also land right there. So now I fell on the board, but I didn't quite fall on the board correctly. So that's what happens if you do it incorrectly. Now let me show you what happens if you do it correctly. We're going to wing this. I can't see anything. I'm going to have to toggle this off for a second. So actually use it. Oh, God. So that's the Ring of the Evil Eye right there. This is not good. This is the opposite of what you want to happen. I think there's a way we can do it, though. But last time, it was a lot easier for me. Because I managed to fall on that board correctly. So I think we need to destroy these boards. So we're just going to use a firebomb. That did not work. A hexing urn. That did not work. Well, I wonder if jumping into it will work. Nope. We're going to try to warp out, warp back in, see if the board's gone then. But normally, what happened to me won't happen. You'll fall on the board, you'll stop, and then you'll fall through the board as it breaks, and you'll be set. So we need a way to destroy that board. And right now we don't have a way. Which is not good. Because what we can do is we can jump across, then jump back across, and not die. But in order for that to work, we need to destroy these boards over here. Oh, went the wrong way. It's not going to be good. The color change between the modded version and the unmodded version is very heavily impactful. So I'm wondering if maybe there's like a pixel distance. No. board's not even back. Can we use the bow? We need 12 dexterity. But we can use the crossbow. Let's see. But with bolts, I'm not even sure, because I only need heavy bolts. Perhaps if you just run. Nope. Alright, so I guess we're not getting that ring. That would have been nice to have. But we don't. We don't have it. There is one way we can get it, but it's not worth it at this point. Gosh, that sucks. But you know what? No, we can't leave on a defeated note. We got to get this. All right. So we're gonna humanity up, and we're gonna get a ton of humanity. We're gonna go to Hade. We're not even gonna bother with the pursuer because he doesn't have anything that we want right now. So he's pointless. We're gonna go right to Hade after this. So we are actually going to use our shards. So we're gonna need a lot more Estus. So we're going to have to fall onto the other side of that. Basically destroy those. That's our goal. Alright. So now we've got 4 Estus. And so this is, I guess this is good because then it shows the troubleshooting that you'd have to do if you actually want to get Evil Eye Ring +1. And for some reason, the game decides to be an absolute douche to you and do what it did to me. So normally what you can do is you can fall on these boards, and they'll just break, and you'll be able to fall through them. So we're going to need to do this. All right, so we're gonna attempt to fall right on top of the boards. That's gonna be our attempt. Hopefully they'll break and we'll die. Well, that is not what I thought would happen, so we're gonna try to roll onto that with full health. And just in case, and there we go. Ring of Evil. And if you want, you can, if you want, you can even come in here. There's no enemies. You know, you can get this twinkling dude if you want. You can jump. And you can get the ash knuckle. Yeah. Alright. And then you basically have to homeward bone out. We'll turn back to the mod. Alright, so after much tries and hard work, we are at the end of our journey together. And we'll re-equip our items. Remember to equip this so I don't forget next time. Take out my big-ass sword. But yeah, see you guys next time. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and take care.